Welcome to Hot Lap News, your weekly F1 fix. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a lap. Hello sports fans, and welcome to Hot Lap News. Leclerc and Hamilton are showing clear signs of desperation with Ferrari's current situation. Is there still hope for the Maranello team in 2025? The Italian squad arrived at their home race with high hopes of putting on a show for the fans packed into every inch of the Imola circuit. But by Saturday, it had turned into a complete disaster. Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc ended up stuck together in 12th and 11th place, both failing to make it into Q3. Ferrari had already struggled to keep pace with rivals in Miami, even fighting wheel-to-wheel with Williams. But qualifying in Italy was nothing short of a humiliation. Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Yuki Tsunoda, drivers in cars that shouldn't even be in the top 10, were knocked out, and yet Ferrari still got out-qualified by Pierre Gasly in an Alpine and both Aston Martins. Not to mention, Racing Bull's rookie Isaac Hadjar also made it into the top 10. All of these teams started the year behind Ferrari, yet seem to be doing a better job developing their setups and upgrades. Charles Leclerc's radio message when he was told he was out in Q2 was heartbreaking. The Monegasque could only repeat one thing: "Oh my God!" And more than his words, his face, still inside the helmet, told the story. Leclerc looked on the verge of tears, overwhelmed by the crushing gap between preseason expectations and the harsh reality now facing Formula One's most legendary team. It's no longer just about car setups. Leclerc was brutally honest. The SF25 is simply a bad car. You can always do a little bit more on a lap and improve some things, but we are nowhere at the moment. There is just not enough performance in the car. I keep repeating myself, there's simply no potential in this car right now, and we need to improve. I can fight as hard as I want, but I can't perform miracles. This is the car we have, and I'm trying to extract the maximum out of it. On the other side of the garage, Lewis Hamilton also couldn't hide his frustration. The seven-time world champion spent the weekend complaining about the SF25's behavior. Apart from FP1, where he managed to run near McLaren's pace, Hamilton underperformed in every session and ended up 12th in qualifying. After the session, he didn't hold back. "I'm devastated. I felt like the car was good, the setup was perfect, the brakes were working, everything was kind of in place, and we still just couldn't go faster. The speed max has in turns 2 and 3. We simply can't match that. When we put on the soft tires at the end, for some reason they just didn't work. There was no extra grip. And things are bad not just on track, but behind the scenes too. A new rear suspension that was supposed to be on the car at Imola is now delayed until the end of June. Other upgrades are planned for Spain, but Ferrari has had a poor record with updates in recent years. In 2024, for example, they were fighting for podiums, then brought an upgrade package that pushed them down the grid. It took several races to recover. Both Hamilton and Leclerc have a long road ahead until the Spanish GP, and there are no guarantees that things will improve. Meanwhile, McLaren is once again on pole. Once again, Oscar Piastri out-qualified his teammate on a circuit where overtaking is notoriously difficult. It's his third pole of the season, matching Verstappen's 3 and ahead of Norris, who has only one. Surprisingly low for someone who entered 2025 as the title favorite. McLaren had mixed emotions. They came into the weekend as the clear favorite, even aiming for a front-row lockout. But they only managed to do it with one car. Lando Norris once again made costly mistakes in Q3 and will start 4th, behind both title rivals and Mercedes' George Russell, who has been extremely consistent with the W16. Norris botched his final lap and crossed the line over 6/10 slower than Piastri. He's already searching for answers. "I made too many mistakes. It's never good enough on my final qualifying lap. Everyone else seems to improve, and I go slower. That's not good enough. There's nothing wrong with the car. It's on pole. It's the best car out there. I felt great all weekend, felt good in Q1 and Q2, and I knew there was time to find. But when it comes time to deliver, I just can't. A lot has changed since last year, and qualifying used to be my biggest strength, but this season it's just not going my way." Norris needs to snap out of this defeated mindset and focus on improving his performance. Piastri could further stretch his championship lead tomorrow, and McLaren may soon need to ask themselves who their real number one driver is. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen refuses to go away. The Flying Dutchman once again came through as Red Bull's hero. Despite struggling in all 3 practice sessions and constantly complaining about the car, Max missed pole by just 34 thousandths of a second, to a car that Norris himself called the best on the grid. And, as usual, Yuki Tsunoda is struggling in the second Red Bull seat, just like every Verstappen teammate since Daniel Ricciardo. In Yuki's case, it's hard to even discuss driving. He spent the early season in the Racing Bulls, where he looked solid against rookie Isaac Hadjar. But now, with a theoretically superior car, he's not only behind Max but also underperforming compared to his former teammate, only beating Hadjar in FP1. Yuki's crash today looked like a textbook example of pushing for lap time that just wasn't there, despite being in a car capable of fighting for pole. The Japanese driver himself admitted it was a dumb move. "Yeah, I'm just stupid, pushing like that. I mean, it's tough. We made a lot of changes to the car. So, pushing that hard without really understanding the car yet was just unnecessary at that stage." So Max Verstappen continues to establish himself as the guy in Formula 1, and blamed the 34 thousandths gap to pole on the soft Pirellis, which he says can't handle even one full push lap with the RB21.
"I saw Oscar was ahead and I knew it would be tough.
I tried to push again, but the more I pushed, the more the tires overheated. I managed to save the lap in the end. The car is much better than yesterday. It's been a while since I've had this much confidence. But once the tires overheat, that's it. You can't recover. No matter how good your setup is. We know we're overheating the tires. That's going to be our biggest weakness tomorrow. You can throw 10 upgrades at the car, but if the tires aren't working, it means nothing." And that's crushing news for Red Bull, because McLaren's biggest strength is precisely tire management and degradation. If Verstappen wants to win, he'll need something special. So what do you think, race fans? Can Verstappen snatch another win from McLaren starting from P2, or are we in for another orange domination? And what about Ferrari? Should they already write off 2025 and start focusing on next year? Let us know in the comments. We'll be keeping an eye on everything and bringing you all the latest, right here. Stick with us. This is Hot Lap News.